Me, top of the morning to CD Esoteric. Good morning. Let me cover a quick question real quick. Slam Banjo hit me up and he said, "Hey, can you tell me about this CEA thing?" And so let me just cover this really quick for him. I don't even know if he's in the stream, but he'll probably watch it at some point in time. This is just an indicator that I'm currently coding, and so it's not to be used. This is not to be used. This is something that I'm currently working on to help identify areas of heavy absorption. So not something to be really used yet. As we can see, it doesn't always do what it's supposed to. Well, whatever. Moral of the story is this: the thing isn't even barely in alpha phase, so don't use it. And then as far as if you want to know what it is, this is like this is designed to look at delta type figures over multiple exchanges and combine them. That's what it's designed to do. I don't know if it's actually doing what the hell it's supposed to be doing, and you kind of get weights from each exchange, blah blah blah. Enough talking about that. Moral of the story is nowhere near done. It was a weekend sort of fuck around and find out project, and yeah, it's not finished yet. So whatever, you can look at it, you can be interested in it, you can play with it, you can back test it, but do not fucking use it. All right, let's get back up to this here. Let's get back up to this here. All right, so yesterday price ended up trickling up to that little piece of liquidity we identified yesterday. It's essentially just knocking off these highs right here, right at the beginning of your weekly fair value gap. And after that, nothing happened. There was no displacement, so the high's not in. Okay? Yeah, high's not in. There's no displacement, and I'm going to stick with that. So let me move some stuff out of the way. We got rid of the NY low. We did come down and mitigate demand. Then we kind of started, sort of SFPing here. You had this attempt at displacement. Came 1% down, but it just came right back up just as fast as it went down. And then you have these tiny little, tiny little moves here. 0.18%, whatever. Just these tiny little moves here. So, yeah, this isn't what a high time frame top looks like. It's just not. Does that mean that I'm not still biased on the short side? No, I am still biased on the short side. I'm just saying the top isn't in yet. And yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I will still be looking to the high up here. I can go ahead and get rid of this line here. I'll still be looking for a run on this high. And I will continue to look for runs on those highs until they break them. Like that. If we can break it like that, then I will be looking for that, right? Easy peasy. What do you mean by displacement? Okay, let me show you.
CKT family in the place tonight. Not just family, but Montreal radio royalty as well. Buddha Blaze.
Let's go find a top.
How are you guys, man? Great to be on the show.
Yeah, man, long time in the making. Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Montreal people definitely know about you, but I think for all of our listeners from further afield, Buddha's been going down.
This is displacement.
Landmark show here for it's got to be going on 3 decades, right?
Yeah, the show started in '97 with another crew, and I joined the boys in '99.
Good long time.
So, yeah, like 27 years now.
This is displacement.
That's perfect, man. Like you got like this
Price
long-term
displaced. It
years.
displaced. Well, you had the actually. I think you had the spelling right. For a second there, I was like, "Are we?"
Community connections,
This is displacement.
and in terms of hip-hop scene specifically,
This
things go way back.
is displacement.
Certainly off the hook, Lil Groove, Master Work.
This
So I was thinking,
is
how would
displacement.
you describe CKT to someone so they can really understand what's going on here?
It's basically
Just the way, like, this is hold on, where's my highlighter?
map of the city, and
This is displacement.
especially because you have a lot of the shows that have been there so long. They're like landmark shows. They basically they fill those needed spots for certain kind of music, whether it's like
This is displacement.
noontime cuts. That's like a staple in the city. You may not be like
That is
you may not
displacement.
have to be a hip hop head or whatever. He just plays a lot of great
So that kind of activity. Displacement,
soul music.
like another way to say it would be, you don't see slippage in here. Those areas that I highlighted where displacement occurred because a large position entered the market and displaced price in the order books. So we don't have the only evidence we have of displacement in what's on the screen right here is this and this, and price is still above those. So I would suspect we are going to run this high again.
If you just like turn the knob and scan
If you
across
turn
the,
the knob, it's like you just keep going, and you're like, how come I can't find anything until you get to
And we may form a more extended range up here. What time is it? 6:30. Oh, market's open.
the radio station in Ganawage, which
Okay, let's get into the sauce then.
played hip hop before it became pop, and did a lot of things for hip hop. But
We've got evidence of a little bit of a 1, 2, 3. We're just failing to close above the highs. We've come up, we come down. We fail to initiate above the highs. So we have a little bit of trouble right here locally.
you can hear everything. You can hear everything from
I can imagine that somebody's already reading my mind right now. This is the logical place to pick up a large long position. Unless you can create liquidations and then absorb. But nonetheless, I always look at market open the same way. I go, okay, we got some areas on the chart where some decisions have already been made.
I really like that sonic map put out there. Like I feel like that applies to your
And
picks on the show tonight too. Like a lot of
it
Montreal
makes
there,
sense to take these out.
production as well, but I see Narcy, Pro V.
In my opinion, it would make sense to take both of these out today. It would make sense to come here, taking this out, taking that out. Those would make sense today. Let's take a look at our structure here. Structure here, we just have a wee little bit of a range. These are almost guaranteed to be hit today. I'd be so surprised. I will say this, if we do not come down and remove liquidity at some point in time near open and come up for another high, I find that to be bearish. AKA, the more bullish thing to do here is at least to remove some manner of liquidity before taking a high. That is the more locally bullish thing to do. If we were to just come up, Um, that's not as bullish. That starts. It's just not as bullish. It doesn't mean that price doesn't come up to here. It just means that it's doing so in a manner that is more bearish. It's doing so in a manner that is creating more liquidity below us. And so I would also go so far as to say that if we don't see price displace on its way to this high, then we are more likely to fail that high. The same way that price displaced on the way to cracking the prior high. You broke that high. So I think we need to see displacement occurring throughout this area. You need to see price displace, where I think we have a far less likely chance of breaking this high. Yeah, clean price action away from the, something that creates a fair value gap. That's what, something that creates a fair value gap. I am doing well, Luke. I am doing well, and I hope you're doing well as too. Can we, why is, dude, can we get to the music over here? Thanks. Thanks, bud. Alright, now let me get back in. Let's get back in here. What did Soul end up looking like? Soul's in discount, looking to change structure. That's the way I see it. So you generally have this market structure going on over here. Give me the damn highlighter, bro. Right? Generally, you have that. And so your price action between here and here switched bearishly here yesterday. It's come down to the point that you created demand, aka the point that had its displacement, that created displacement. And as you're interacting, and so I look at this as a range. Top bearish, bottom not quite bullish yet, but in discount. In discount, right? So that got ugly fast. As if there wasn't enough shit on the chart already. So you have the opportunity to break some structure here, and if you break that structure, I think you're coming here. And you also have an opportunity to manipulate right above this structure and create a new low. See, Soul is the equivalent of here. Soul is the equivalent of there, having broken structure in the top of its range. BTC not so much. Which kind of implies to me that the liquidity is over here attempting a move on Bitcoin. I'm still not convinced it's capable of it, but... Silver, what do we got over here, bro? Alright. So negative. Glad I pulled the ripcord on that. Silver looks kind of bullish this morning. I'm not going to lie. It looks pretty bullish. I don't trust it yet. I'm still not convinced that this wasn't. Yeah, I'm not convinced. No, I'm not convinced that this isn't a manipulation yet. Get on there, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I'm not convinced that this is. Yeah. This may still be a dude, give me the right drawing tool. This may still be a manipulation above this to drag it to a new low. So I'm not. No, I am simply not sold here yet. Nope. Is there something worth having an alert on? I think it would be this high. If we can come break this high, then I think I can. Yeah, then I think I can. Yeah, then I have something to work with. Then I have something to work with. So if this is a break in structure, I want a second break, and then I want to worry about something here. I'd prefer a higher initiation too. Cool. So I got an alert on silver. What about gold? Anything interesting on gold? Gold looked like it was going to kind of die, actually. Kind of looked like it wanted to die. Is this gold? That's silver too. Eek, 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 eek. Yeah, that looks terrible. No, I still think that this reeks of distribution with a break. High, low, lower high, lower low. Stuck internal to these. Yeah, this does not look locally bullish to me at all. Accessible liquidity all throughout this area here. Gold does not look bullish to me here. This may very well have been a pretty significant top that ultimately returns us to this low. Looks far more likely than not at this point. Yeah, I would say your only hope here is a deviation of this low, because that is the low that created essentially this high. So outside of a manipulation below there, I think that continues to fall. Volume has not showed up yet. Am I on Bybit? I'm on Bybit, okay. Anything else interesting out there, y'all? No, couldn't long list to save our lives, huh? Now we're changing some structure, though. What are we on the 1 hour chart?
What's up, y'all? This is Brother Ali. In here right now with DJ Static and Professor Groove. We Funk Radio 90.3.
So you did indeed come down and take your range low. You had to break structure to do it. You broke your primary structure between here and here, so is it surprising that you returned to here? No. We did change structure here. And we did create some displacement. Where's that line? Go away. Nobody cares about you anymore. Talk to me, Dash. But it doesn't look like a fair value gap there, does it? Okay, New York came down, up. I think, let's see, New York clipped the highs, couldn't come back for its low, up again. Unmitigated demand is down here. Start to lose structure here. Well, that's not a very good initiation. I wanted to look at starting to cover some of this stuff. And got supply here. There's your displacement. I don't think Dash looks weak here. I mean, it came down to its most relevant section of demand, and it flipped some structure out of it. Bro. Still not so sure about this. But I think something's developing here. Not seeing anything I'm in love with so far. Displacement is just when a large position has entered the market that creates a fair value gap. So you have displacement here. Displacement is what generates supply and demand, right? So in a situation like this here, you pull the low of this range and you displace through the high of the range. Fair value gap. This creates demand. And then when that demand got hit, you had a significant draw up from it, right? Displacement is caused when the market slips because a very large position entered. This isn't an area that makes sense, in my opinion, to like displace from here with all this liquidity up here. It just doesn't make sense. What would make more sense would be to come up and manipulate above something, even if it was this high, and then create displacement. Still in the long. What long? Lower low? What are we talking about? I don't know. Let me know if you guys have. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything, any coins that you guys want to cover. We'll make sure to take a peek-see at those. Like, I'm looking at this soul chart and I'm going, okay, sure, we broke structure. You have your low. But, like, there's, like, shit for demand left in here. There's maybe a little bit there. It's all pretty weak demand. Yeah, it's really hunting lower this morning, which tells me it seems to imply that the orders that it is seeking to fill are down lower and will result in bullish price action. It's my theory. It's my theory, and I'm sticking with it. What up, Jay Takaoka and Wiley Coyote and Luke and Reaper and Joe Fizz? We're still in a long on Dash. Let's go take another look. I thought that's what you're referring to. Yeah, it's really not hateful, my man. It's really not hateful over here on the Dash chart. Oh, if you got in it yesterday, though, you're in drawdown. Hopefully you didn't get in it yesterday. All right, let's go peek at some other stuff like NQ and ES and that kind of shit. dominance, blah blah blahs. Tesla, we'll take a look at Tesla. Pretty good over here. Lost a little bit of structure yesterday. Came down, took an internal low. Couldn't really get the external low. Displacement. This looks a lot more like an initiation mitigation for continuation. So I'd say that looks pretty healthy over there. I've got to assume that ES is going to give us a similar story. I don't know my alphabet. No, ES does not have a similar story. Okay, fair enough. It's real important to break this high, like break that high. This is a very, very dangerous place to SFP. This is a super dangerous place to SFP. I would imagine that story looks very similar on NQ. It is not, yeah, you need to, it needs to absolutely rocket ship here. We don't want to see it failing its local high and coming back down in here. That is going to be bad. Why are you yelling at me? Stop yelling at me. Get back down to the 10 on this. Yeah, let's get an alert up here because this is going to be important information. Let's do the same on the ES. And then let's take a look at dominance. Let's take a look at Tesla, tether dominance. Okay, so all right, so this is our ranges here. Pull the okay, gotcha. I gotta get rid of this line. This is driving me fucking crazy. Go, stop, get away, go. Get on, get. I need this. And we'll just put that as a good measure, okay. That doesn't look particularly great. We're looking for that on tether. I'm short from up here on Sol. So hopefully, I won't mind if this chart just takes a shitter. That's the weird thing, is that Sol... Go away, trading sessions. I think Sol looks worse here than Bitcoin does. We also have a poor low here. Far better high than we have a low. So I still need this to break before I can entertain a long. Market opens here, droops down. So I don't want to short because there's upside, risk of upside exposure right here. Still like down here better. Let's be aware of this demand here. Let's make this nowhere near as loud. What the fuck is this? Yeah, go away.
Play smart, stay focused. My poker face on while I'm face poking. Shorty blowing it back to back like a chain smoking. Fucking with a big dog, nigga Beethoven. Yeah, diamond cuts on a Monte Crystal. I was raised on shotties, pistols, roddies, and pit bulls. I'm too zen, figure catch up in a bag of central. My frequencies on the doggy whistle, nigga. Head honchos, round tables and convos. Long poncho, I'm Tonto in a Bronco. Yeah, my bada blanco, top shot on the dongles. A feast when we eat, still treat a Trisha McDonald's. Vamos, champagne and chicken C's, the scribbling features. I'ma reap what I sow till I see the reaper. I beat skeeting the leader, you trick or treater. Hit my jeweler for some ice that could trigger seizures. Flashing lights, double shot of my vice. Wrestling with my demons, I'm Pat Patterson nice. Running through these streets, I trap stacks in the night. I never ever trust a whore in my life. On church, nigga.
Glove don't fit and we cutting in a Bronco. Chop blocks of the Blanco, eyes closed in a blindfold. Big dogs moving like Cujo on a Pronto. Tools there to remind you, barrels under the ponchos. Glove don't fit and we cutting in a Bronco.
Why does this feel like it's not the right chart?
Eyes closed in a blindfold. Big dogs moving
Dude, did I delete something?
Tools there to remind you, barrels under the ponchos. From a city where the fickle make it, pistols is nickel plated. $1 in the dream, the root of every conversation. Undercurrent in the streets is the picture
No,
painted.
it's by that. I must have deleted something.
The villains make it. Buckets weaving through the demonstrations, no hesitations. Even the bitches strip you naked. A5 Wagyu in the Merlot, it's for the furlough. Cohiba talisman.
Where's all these bulls at, bro?
Communication nonverbal. The science of a murder. Investigations are
Fuck are all these bulls at?
straps in my waist over.
Do I have a chart management video? No, but I mean, I've never had that question before. What do you mean by chart management? I'll make one. I'll make one. I don't care. I'll make one.
Wifey taking my aura's glow. Smokey in the Matrix, in the basement, bending spoons like he studied with the Oracle. 32 gone, it's only 4 to go. This pimp hand stronger than you hoes should know. The glove don't fit and we cutting in a Bronco. Chop blocks of the Blanco, eyes closed. closed in a blindfold. Big dogs moving like Cujo.
I find my chart management to be actually kind of pathetic. What the fuck is this line, bro? Go away. Stop with this shit.
Desiccant pack for the moisture. Half a gram costs a rack of lemon moistures. My Pesky calling for more shit. He snorted about a porterhouse. He say that shit is delicious. I'm cooking an onion. I keep my junkie super fried. This how I'm getting this money. Bitch, you a minion. I'm busy getting rich. Don't give a shit about your opinion. Packs of food like a Slim Jim. Dishing out this dope.
Oh my god.
Bitch got a problem. Now he bout to
That is an incredibly boring open. Yeah, King Vod and Trades, let me know what you'd be looking for in a chart management video, and I'll see what I can do. Happy to help. All right, let's see how this this old thing is.
This beef gets smoked like the short ribs. Tan spinning in the pot like it's porridge. Ain't no shortage. Shiesty waving on a Taurus. This barrel sing like a chorus.
I treat the package like garlic mash. Law of averages got me counting cash. Nothing average about these bags I be dishing out. Iceland
Might be time to long Bitcoin.
really fishing out. Passing hash in the Lexus. Tried me now, he's got a gash in the plexus. My style Japanese.
This was the most significant bearish volume since New York Open, and that was immediately absorbed.
From St. Catherine East to Upper Lachine. 5 turned to 10 zips like New York Strip. 3 bands turned to 6, that's the Lord's wish.
Stash spot built in, shotgun with the silk skin. Throw her in the shark tank, bet the bitch could still swim. If we collide, she a Bonnie that I could build with. But with or without a bitch, a nigga still a pimp. Getting brain buck 50 is the wheel spin, and in the mouth is a field trip.
Definitely have slight absorption here.
Drilling on my drill bit. My pocket full of paper, Henny what my glass is filled with. Cheers to them uphill battles, them Jack and Jill trips. So long to them suckers I no longer have to deal with. When life gives you lemons, you can make something that's chill to sip. A dude like me and just squeeze it over some grilled shrimp. Yeah.
Get this out of my way.
And the thing about freedom is it's cheap but it's priceless at the same time. Ask someone
The only thing I can say for Soul locally is I like this low
You got caught by the feds. This thing holds 6 shells.
far more than I like this high.
Give me steak and a lobster tail. You could buy anything you want, dog.
That's all I can say there.
It's not for sale. Let me find out. Fake account, net banging, then you signed out. Remember when
Which is
I broke
unfortunately the opposite of Bitcoin.
the whole thing in 4? Yeah, it's 9 out. Chill, homie, time out. I can't talk about my life and I can't bring you where I'm at. I be in that chicken coop, hand full of chicken scratch. Little homie,
Yeah, this is
finish
just
me. Took a loss, I'll get it back.
objectively different over here.
And that's a fact. Fuck all the confidential.
Who's ETH look like?
Spent a couple years on a run, cause I had warrants. I was out on a robbing spree, trying to hit the lottery. It's a full-time job to stay alive and free. Yo, try and stay
That's
alive.
not a good look at all, ETH. That is not a good look at all, dude.
Shit, it is what it gotta be. It's a full-time job to stay alive and free.
Disgusting.
Try and stay alive and free. It's a full-time job to stay alive and free. Shit, it is what it gotta be. It's a full-time job to stay alive and free. Yo. 100.
Soul BTC, haven't seen it in a while. Let's go take a peek. Because this is boring as all get out, so.
Everything hard body, bulletproof and a sword shotty. You ever seen a homicide at the block party? The co-ops, the grow-ops, to the dope spots. Cocaine and cockroaches on the stove top. And we ain't trying to make music, this a true story. Shout out the whole J unit and the 240. Undercovers get you grilled off a life trial. These other suckers trying to build off the lifestyle. I got my cap peeled, I got my face slashed, I got my jaw broke but still got a nice smile. Zonked and zooted in the lobby doing stings and
It's not good, man.
turning zombie from the bingo. My young boy did the body anything. Popped the cop, took his Glock, caught a body in the bin. 5X hoodie, 42 denim with a
Look, it looked like it wanted to do something really good here, but it just manipulated and expanded in the opposite direction.
shout out links. Put me on how to weigh grams. Always be a dirt kid. Never been
So let's just look at this structurally.
no, that's my main man. Always be a dirt kid. Never been a waste man. 12 years
Until you can break that, you've got to assume lower highs and lower lows. No, I mean, I guess if you can break this, you could assume you would touch this, but you'd probably look to reject here.
and I ain't gotta talk about it. You can read about it. Way back, making stacks off of packs with a sack by my sack and some cracks in my crack.
Yeah, this looks like it just wants to set more lows, man.
They was slipping through the cracks of the cracks of the cracks. Scoop chicks and do sticks for some fun times. Trife life, knife fights and the gun crimes. Late nights try and make it to the sunrise.
Bro, where's the fucking chart?
Son died. Slavery and genocide and the bloodlines. Thugs cry. Elmhurst Ave, couple boys got they face blam. Always be a dirt kid, never been a waste man. Shout out links, put me on how to weigh grams.
I'd watch out for this weekly order block right here.
One love, I blast. You know that's my main man. Always be a dirt kid, never been a waste man. 12 years old, 45 on the waistband. Always be
I know this is a correlation pair, but if you're looking for a place on this chart that caused the displacement, that's the spot. That is the spot that caused the displacement. Prior to that, you had a weak low. Yeah, displacement, massive displacement. That is the most interesting spot on the chart, in my opinion. It's not too far away. It's best I have for you over there. There's nothing locally here that seems exciting at all.
We Funk Radio. We Funk. We Funk Radio.
I swear to God, when we started out this morning, we marked demand here.
Something like that, because you want to make money, because you want to do a job. That's the wrong way. You have to do this because you love it, and it doesn't matter if you broke, you still gonna do it. It's about whether you have to love this thing, man. You have to love it and breathe it, and it's your morning coffee. It's your food. That's why you become an artist. An artist.
That's a pretty interesting spot on Pippin, actually. mercy.
Yes, funky sounds from Tom Misch right now. Just want to send a few more funding drive shout-outs as the donations come in. And from here, there, and everywhere, man. We got Mateo in Madrid, Jacob in New York,
Euro ideas at a
Kingpin,
4R already.
Georgia, David in Barcelona, Spain coming in again. David's putting
Soul is underperforming beat TC right now. Yeah, it is.
always got our back when it's funding drive.
Old Sam
Colin.
Bankman Uno reverse.
Every donation goes to support CKUT Radio here in Montreal. Funk for 30 years. Big or small, it all makes a difference. It lets us keep bringing you that good music each week. So join in if you can. Just head over to ckut.ca.
Let's get this off there. Holy boring face. Is there anything just popping off today? Mover be popping off. Mover be popping. There we go. Displacement. Holy Toledo Bitcoin. Could you be any more boring? Jesus. A little late to the train over here, huh? Yeah, never mind. The juice was on London session. Pretty lame spring. Is Chip the next rave? Well, I've never heard of rave, so let's look at Chip. Wants to form a buoyant high here is what it wants to do. It's your displacement. It's your brake. Attempt at SFP. Hit supply. Attempt at SFP. Attempt at SFP. Almost clips the high. Attempt at SFP. Attempt at SFP. If you can break this with confidence, might actually be worth a long, but it's not the most. Your low is worse than your high. Let's look through the liquidity operations. Break. Lower high, lower low. Break. Lower high, lower low. Struggle. Here's one thing about it that concerns me. Concerns me that that high only got you to equilibrium, or this demand rather, only got you to equilibrium. The one thing that does set it up for is a range deviation. If you can break this, I think it's worth a scalp. Other than that, I would want here. And if we grenade through this, then I would look to short a retracement. That's my personal opinion. Rave had a crazy pump and dump. Yeah, this looks like it's absolutely set up to be able to dump. No doubt about that. But you just haven't really broken your upward structure. Doesn't mean you're not looking at a top forming. I just don't think that showed its hand yet. Hey, thanks for finally fucking doing something, Bitcoin. You couldn't have helped a dash out while you're at it? Fucking weak. What'd you do to my soul trade, you dick? What'd you do to my soul trade, you dick? Yeah, you kind of shit on it. Okay. Let's just go bury the SL and profit on Sol and be done with it. So it was this demand after all. Actually, it was an SFP of that. Boy, that was some ugly looking demand. But there's your displacement, right? So for the first time since market open, we have displacement, and it is displaced to the upside. Should tell you everything you need to know. And in order to, prior to the displacement, you remove buy side liquidity, right? So New York opens here. Knock out, then lift. That's how it's supposed to work. If you're expecting up on New York open, you should always expect down first.
Show. Popping back in with a quick funding drive update. Most importantly, thanking everyone pitching in to support. Big shout out.
Same way as we were looking at this
Michigan, Marty out of Zurich, Switzerland.
Absorption here.
Josh and Mike, both in Toronto.
Identifying that this candle was the largest bearish volume that entered and was immediately absorbed. Not hateful. It would have just been way better if it actually swept that low of that candle, but you know, you don't get to pick these things.
Long time tradition to give that away to whoever makes the highest donation each year. Also got some special giveaways that are brand new for this year's drive. So anyone donating has a chance of getting those. Static, you want to run it down?
Yeah, no doubt, man. First up, we got 2 draw prizes for anyone donating 20 and up. We got a WeFunk 30th anniversary crate for our man Huck in Atlanta. It's like a mini record crate that fits cassettes.
I don't love this. So hopefully we can engulf this candle soon.
Draw prize is a new book called Skate and Art. It features 30 international artists and their work. And finally, we got a very special tape from the 162 legendary Canadian producer.
He wasn't sure if I was streaming today. Yo, diggity. Am I inconsistent? Don't play with me, bro. I feel like I'm consistent. on making these streams happen, but you're making me second guess myself. Let's get out of this 5-minute candle, please. How did Orb flesh out today? Kinda ugly. Kinda ugly. Surprising it didn't help Dash out more. Nope. I still think Tesla's gonna rip. Tesla's gonna rip, bro. It's gonna rippy, chippy, rippy. Pippin, come for my alert, please. Who was it that I was talking about Orb with yesterday? The Orb concept. Because as I was drinking coffee this morning, I remembered this Pippin chart. This Pippin chart. Please? I remember somebody asking me about Pippin back in here, and I was like, dude, I would treat this range just like an orb.
I broke my vices, choked on my quote, my sacrifices, then hold a bogey like the Oka crisis. I'm the nicest, I roll with Buddha like Savvy Putra. He give a fuck like he married Muta. With a cougar,
anyways. You know, I probably don't hit a lot of people's YouTube feed because I'm constantly playing copyrighted music just to get YouTube to hate me. So not too surprising that I don't make a lot of people's feed. No diggity, you must not be in Discord then, huh? Because like I always throw the notification out in Discord. Well, I'm gonna quickly hammer through some 4-hour charts, just get a general feeling for stuff out there, and then I'll probably hit the road. It's pretty good. for an entry, but this would have been a nice entry right there. No, thank you. Interesting. I'd watch out for that 4-hour order block on Arrow. No, never mind. Looks totally different on the lower time frames. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that, Yo Diggity. I absolutely hear you on that. Or No Diggity. I don't know why I said Yo Diggity. I absolutely hear you on that. I have the same problem in Discords. That's why I don't pay attention to anybody. And it's not to be rude. It's for the exact same reason that you said. Gives way too much information for my poor little brain to have to deal with. This thing looks pretty decent for upside. Looks decent for more upside. Did we get the hell out of here, bro? Alright, guys. As usual, I love you. I'm rooting for you. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. I do have to hit the road here pretty soon. Blur might attempt to move here. But I'd wait for the displacement to hit first. No. You're welcome, Luke. You're welcome as always, my man. Oh man, I just started the biggest project of my life yesterday. I'm so stoked on it. Y'all vibe coding yet? It's kind of you, no diggity. Appreciate it, buddy. A little bit of trouble in the waters over there. Oh God, Bitcoin, you're fucking killing me, bro. Yeah, still smelling absorption over here. Still sniffing some absorption. Alright, y'all. Let's find an outro track and let's get this thing done. I hope you legends go get some today. I'm gonna hit the road, y'all. You have a good one. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow.